Hi guys, welcome back to our channel NORAD. In today's episode, we'll be studying all the important obs-gynae topics which are frequently asked in the FMG exam that you cannot afford to miss. So without wasting any time, let's get into the video. So the first topic is Bartholin cyst and Bartholin abscess. So now what is Bartholin cyst? It is a small fluid-filled sac inside the opening of vagina. So the symptoms are soft, painless lump. It does not usually cause any problem. If the cyst grows, it may become noticeable and it may cause pain and it can be uncomfortable. It can cause pain while walking, sitting down, or even during intercourse. Okay? The cyst can sometimes affect the labia majora. Also, it can cause one side to look swollen or bigger than the usual. If the cyst becomes infected, it can cause painful collection of pus, which can lead to abscess to develop in one of the Bartholin glands. So the treatment is marsupialization. Marsupialization should be done irrespective of pregnancy. Even if the patient is pregnant, you have to do marsupialization. Recurrent abscess or cyst, अगर बार बार हो रहा है, the abscess is occurring again and again, and the cyst is occurring again and again. So you should remove the Bartholin cyst or Bartholin gland. Bartholin gland excision should be done. Okay, so the treatment irrespective of pregnancy is marsupialization. और अगर बार बार हो रहा है, if it is recurrent, then you are supposed to do the Bartholin gland excision. So this is the question which is asked in the FMG exam, which is location of the Bartholin gland, opening of Bartholin gland, location of the Bartholin gland or opening. So the answer here is vestibule. कहाँ पर ओपन होता है? वेस्टिब्यूल में ओपन होता है. This is asked in June and December 2021. So the next topic which we are going to study is imperforate hymen. This is very important, very important. हर एक साल में हर एग्जाम में ये एक ना एक बार मतलब ये आता ही है. Either they will give you the picture of imperforate hymen, or they'll give you the whole scenario where the patient is having cyclical pains and मतलब when you will do the examination, physical examination, you'll see a bluish hint around the hymen. So let's study about imperforate hymen. Imperforate hymen, it is a congenital disorder where a hymen without any opening, an opening completely obstruct the vagina. ठीक है, opening होती ही नहीं है वहाँ पे. The vagina is covered by the hymen. It is caused by a failure of hymen to perforate during fetal development. It is most often diagnosed in adolescent girls when menstrual blood collects in the vagina. Hematocolpos. Now, what is hematocolpos? When the menstrual blood is accumulated in the vagina. Colpos is vagina. And in the uterus. And if the blood gets accumulated in the uterus, then it is called as hematometra. So the patient will be having normal secondary sexual characteristics. It presents by cryptomenorrhea. Now what is cryptomenorrhea? Cryptomenorrhea is cyclical abdominal pain without any blood exiting from the vagina. उसको periods हो रहे हैं. The patient is getting cyclical pain every month, but बाहर नहीं आ रहा blood. क्यों? Because there is an imperforate hymen. There is a membrane which is not letting the blood go outside. So the bleeding can occur internally, but the blood is unable to come out of vagina, resulting in either hematometra or hematocolpos. Hematometra was blood getting accumulated in the uterus. Hematocolpos was blood getting accumulated in the vagina. All these terminologies are very important: cryptomenorrhea, hematometra, hematocolpos. If hematocolpos or hematometra uh, uh, is significant, abdominal mass, urinary retention can also be seen. Okay. Now physical examination. When you do the physical examination of this girl, you will see intact hymen with bluish bulge, and also if this is occurring for a long period of time, मतलब ये बहुत टाइम से हो रहा है, पेशेंट तुम्हारे पास आई नहीं है, शी इज जस्ट इग्नोरिंग ऑल दैट, so hematosalpinx can also occur, which is blood accumulation in the fallopian tubes. The accumulation then leads to chocolate cyst, the type of formation which is seen in endometriosis. Chocolate cyst, endometriosis. Chocolate cyst, endometriosis. Okay. Now what is hematosalpinx? Blood getting accumulated into the fallopian tubes. What is the treatment? मेम्ब्रेन है. अब मेम्ब्रेन को हटाएंगे, हटाएंगे मीन्स मेम्ब्रेन को कट करेंगे या निकाल देंगे या रिमूव कर देंगे, then only the blood can come outside. So how will you do that? You'll do cruciate incision. What is cruciate incision? See, for example, this is the vagina. So and ये सारा ऐसा membrane है, ठीक है. So now you have to remove this membrane. How will you remove this membrane? You will do a cruciate incision like that. ऐसा incision कर देंगे. So this will somewhat look like this. मतलब ये ओपनिंग हो चुकी है, लाइक दिस इज द ओपनिंग, ये ओपनिंग ऐसे हो जाएगी, एंड देन यू रिमूव दिस एंड देन सूचर ऐसे ऐसे वो कर दो, ठीक है. So the treatment of imperforate hymen is cruciate incision plus suture. Okay, so this is the question which was asked. A young girl complains of not attaining menarche, presents with periodical abdominal pain to the hospital. On examination, the following presentation is likely is seen. What is the likely lesion seen in the girl? See, ऐसा पिक्चर आएगा, कुछ ऐसे पिक्चर्स देंगे वो, या तो वो पूरा सिनेरियो देंगे जैसे इधर दिया हुआ है उन्होंने, मोस्टली they'll give you the scenario only. Now FMG exam is not very easy. It's become very tough. So they'll give you a situation, they'll tell you ऐसे ऐसे एक patient आया था ऐसे ऐसे ऐसे, and then they'll give you a image, or they can't give you an image, ऐसे भी दे सकते without any image. So now what is the answer? Imperforate hymen. ये image कहाँ से आ गया? Imperforate hymen is the answer. Okay. Now, again, one more question. A 16-year-old girl with primary amenorrhea, secondary sexual characteristics well developed. On examination, there is a bluish bulging hymen. Bluish bulging hymen, which is, what is the management? What was the management? First of all, what is the diagnosis? क्या है ये? Primary amenorrhea. उसको periods हुए ही नहीं है अभी तक. 16 years old girl. Secondary sexual characteristics are well developed. On examination, there is bluish bulging hymen. What does that mean? Bluish bulging hymen है, उसको periods नहीं हो रहे, 16 years की लड़की है, मतलब bluish bulging hymen, hymen मतलब membrane है अभी भी. What is the management? Cruciate incision and drainage of blood. Now primary amenorrhea, ये ना पता है, ये all these things, all these terminologies are also asked. Okay, मतलब definition भी पूछते हैं वो, जैसे कि in the what is primary amenorrhea? Primary amenorrhea is in the absence of secondary sexual characters if the patient is 13 years of age. In the presence of secondary sexual characteristics if the patient is 15 years of age or less than 16 years. Okay, so ये याद कर लेना. In the absence of secondary sexual characteristics means no exposure to estrogen. Patient में estrogen या तो बन नहीं रहा, या तो जो receptors है वो estrogen accept नहीं कर पा रहे, तो there is some problem. तो no exposure to estrogen will lead to absence of secondary sexual characteristics. 13 years of age, breast development हो गया, evaluation of primary amenorrhea should begin. In addition, some girls with secondary sexual characteristics may present before age 15 years and amenorrhea and cyclic pelvic pain. These girls should be evaluated for possible outflow tract obstruction. So just read all this. So this is also a very important topic, uterovaginal agenesis, MRKH syndrome. Now, what is MRKH syndrome? All these come in primary amenorrhea. Primary amenorrhea is a very important topic for FMG exam and even NEET PG exam. You cannot afford to miss all these topics. मतलब अगर तुमने ये टॉपिक छोड़ दिया ना, समझो तुम्हारा 1 मार्क 2 मार्क तो गया ही गया, क्योंकि आता ही आता है. Okay. So uterovaginal agenesis, MRKH syndrome. What is MRKH? Mayer-Rokitansky-Kuster-Hauser syndrome, also known as Mullerian agenesis. Second most common cause of primary amenorrhea. Most common cause is Turner. Turner का karyotype है 45XO. Second most common cause of primary amenorrhea, MRKH syndrome. Most common cause is 45XO Turner syndrome. Secondary sexual characteristics is present in MRKH. 45XX. Now this karyotype is important. Either in some questions they'll give you the karyotype कि 45XX है. इधर नहीं, कभी कभी देते कभी कभी नहीं भी देते. एक्सटर्नल जेनिटेलिया इज फीमेल बट स्मॉल ब्लाइंड वजाइना. ठीक है, एक्सटर्नल जेनिटेलिया से वो दिखेगी एक लड़की है. स्मॉल ब्लाइंड वजाइना व्हेन यू डू द फिजिकल एग्जामिनेशन. नॉर्मल ओवरीज. Ovaries are normal. Estrogen will be produced. Secondary sexual characteristics will be present. Okay. Ovaries है तो estrogen produce तो होगा. So ovaries normal है, estrogen produce हो रहा है. Secondary sexual characteristics will be present. Rudimentary or absent uterus. Rudimentary is, rudimentary क्या होता है कि मतलब स्मॉल स्ट्रक्चर इज प्रेजेंट, कुछ तो है, मतलब यूटरस जैसा, या तो यूटरस नहीं भी हो सकता है. रूडिमेंट्री यूटरस और एब्सेंट यूटरस. FSH and LH will be normal. Estrogen will be normal, associated with renal agenesis or vertebral anomalies. This is a very important point. In MRKH, estrogen normal होगा, FSH LH normal होगा, ovaries होंगी, rudimentary uterus होगा और absent uterus होगा. And the very important topic point is associated with renal agenesis और vertebral anomalies. वो तुम्हें कोई भी किडनी रिलेटेड एक इशू दे सकते हैं. सो ये एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट हो जाता है इसका कि ये MRKH syndrome है और vertebral anomalies can also. Now vaginoplasty can be done. Vaginoplasty can be done by vaginal dilators. Surgical approach can be done by Mech-Endo repair. Mech-Endo repair is what? Mech-Endo repair is creating a space between rectum and bladder. ये है Mech-Endo repair. Okay, so you can do this. Now just fertility can be achieved by gestational surrogacy, uterine transplant can be done, or adoption can be done. All these are the options you can adopt for fertility. Which of the following is typically not a feature of MRKH Mayer-Rokitansky-Kuster-Hauser syndrome? Ovarian aplasia is the answer. Fallopian tube abnormalities हो सकती है, renal anomalies हो सकती है, uterovaginal aplasia हो सकता है, ओवेरियन एप्लेजिया नहीं हो सकता. क्यों? क्योंकि ओवरीज तो प्रेजेंट ही है ना इसमें, तो ओवेरियन एप्लेजिया इज द आंसर. दिस इज द आंसर. Androgen insensitivity syndrome, AIS, testicular feminization syndrome. It is an X-linked recessive disorder. Primary amenorrhea can be seen 46XY. This is important. 46XY is AIS, 46XX is MRKH. Okay. So, external genitalia is of female. Breast will be developed. Peripheral conversion of androgens to estrogen. will lead to breast development. Androgen insensitivity syndrome is a condition that affects sexual development before birth and during puberty. So, patients with this condition are genetically male with one X chromosome and one Y chromosome in each cell. Because their bodies are unable to respond to the male sex hormones, androgens, they may have male sex hormones, androgens, they may have female external genitalia, uh, female external sexual characteristics. This is also asked as a question. FSH moderately increased, serum testosterone normal. MRKH में क्या था? FSH LH was normal, estrogen was normal. Either testosterone normal है, FSH is increased. Now what is the management of AI is gonadectomy at puberty, remove the testes. Gonadectomy at puberty, remove the testes. Sexual vaginoplasty because length of the vagina is short. Fertility, counsel for adoption. Now Turner syndrome, ये भी बहुत बार पूछते हैं, like they integrate and ask this, or they can ask this in gynecology or in pediatrics, but it is a very important topic overall. So Turner syndrome, deletion of genetic material from a X chromosome accounts for about 2/3 of gonadal dysgenesis, which can lead to condition called as Turner syndrome. What is the karyotype of Turner syndrome? 45XO. Important. So all these are this thing. उनका physical appearance कैसा होता है? They may have widening of long bones, streak gonads. Streak gonads is like buzzword. वो पूछते मतलब क्वेश्चन में कहाँ कहीं पे भी streak gonad दिखा, search for other physical examinations of Turner syndrome 45XO. Renal anomalies, horseshoe kidney, cardiovascular defects, which is COA, coarctation of aorta, which is commonly seen in Turner syndrome patients. Other features of Turner syndrome are all these: short stature, broad chest, curvature of the spine, widely spaced nipples, webbed neck. Webbed neck is also a buzzword. ये भी बहुत पूछते हैं. Knee deformity, structural abnormalities, congenital heart disease. In Turner syndrome, all are seen except web neck दिखता है. Tall stature. Do we see tall stature in 45XO? We don't. What we see is short stature. तो tall stature तो नहीं दिखता, तो ये आंसर है. We see short stature. Tall stature नहीं दिखता भाई, लंबे नहीं होते वो, छोटे छोटे होते हैं. Which of the following is true about Turner syndrome? True. 45X, yes. Primary amenorrhea, yes. Coarctation of aorta, yes. ये तो सारे ही दिखते हैं. So the answer is all of the above. Turner syndrome is, आगे पढ़ने की भी जरूरत नहीं है. What are they asking? The karyotype. What is the karyotype of Turner syndrome 45XO? आगे पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है, बट हम आगे पढ़ेंगे. क्यों? Because we need to rule out the options. Instead of jumping on the correct option, rule out the galat options. So 45XO is the karyotype of Turner syndrome. Turner syndrome presents with which heart defect? Coarctation of aorta. We have learned this. We'll see all. फिर भी we'll see the other options. PDA, TOF, mitral stenosis. नहीं. So answer is coarctation of aorta. Now, semen analysis. Semen analysis is also a very important topic. Either they'll ask you value-based questions like what is the concentration of sperm in semen, and ऐसे करके ना they will ask you this thing, uh, the questions. Volume should be equal to or more than 1.4 milliliters. Total count should be equal or more than 39 million. Motility should be equal to 42. All these are ratta based questions. So you have to learn this. You cannot leave this. ये तो पढ़ना ही पढ़ना है. पूछते हैं. It is important. So you just need to like remember all these values. Now, bacterial vaginosis. We'll come to the, we have come to the infection wala topic now. Infections in gynecology. So, now bacterial vaginosis. They ask a lot of questions from this topic. It is very important. And okay, let's see क्या दिखता है हमें इसमें. Hemophilus vaginitis, anaerobic vaginitis, non-specific vaginitis. Most common cause of vaginal discharge in reproductive age group is bacterial vaginosis. Gray, white discharge with foul smell. Very important point. कैसा है? Gray, white discharge with foul smelling is seen in bacterial vaginosis. White discharge, gray or white discharge with foul smelling. Alteration in the normal vaginal flora. What is the normal vaginal flora? Lactobacilli. So, there will be an alteration in normal vaginal flora. The discharge will be gray or white, mostly gray, and it will be foul smelling. Decrease in Dodeline bacilli, pH is more than 4.5. pH, ये pH वाला point is important. pH is more than 4.5. Overgrowth of aerobic and anaerobic bacteria. No vaginal redness. Vaginal redness is not seen. Okay, so the clinical features of this patient is vaginal tenderness नहीं है, no vaginal tenderness, pH is more than 4.5, homogeneous white discharge or gray, minimal itching, ज़्यादा itching नहीं होती. This is not very important point, but ज़्यादा itching नहीं होती. Diagnosis can be done with Amsel's criteria. Nugent score is also used. Sometimes if they want to like, उनको अगर तुम्हें सताना होगा ना, तो वो एमसेल्स क्राइटेरिया नहीं पूछेंगे, क्योंकि सबको पता है एमसेल्स क्राइटेरिया. व्हाट इज एमसेल्स क्राइटेरिया? इट इज यूज्ड इन बैक्टीरियल वैजिनोसिस. सो दे विल आस्क नूजेंट स्कोर. नूजेंट स्कोर इज यूज्ड इन, सो वी नो, नॉराड के बच्चों को पता होगा, न्यूजेंट स्कोर इज यूज्ड इन बैक्टीरियल वैजिनोसिस. सो नाउ व्हाट इज एमसेल्स क्राइटेरिया? एमसेल्स क्राइटेरिया बैक्टीरियल वैजिनोसिस के लिए एमसेल्स क्राइटेरिया का 3 आउट ऑफ 4 पॉइंट्स होना ही चाहिए. सो द फर्स्ट पॉइंट इज टाइप ऑफ डिस्चार्ज, थिन, homogeneous, white, that coats the vaginal walls. pH is alkaline. What was the pH that we learned? It was more than 4.5. ठीक है, pH more than 4.5. pH was more than 4.5. Presence with clue cells on smear. Now, what are clue cells? These are clue cells. These are clue cells. These are the histological images of clue cells. Clue cells. ये पिक्चर भी देते हैं वो, सो इस पिक्चर को देख लो अच्छे से. नाउ विफ टेस्ट. On adding KOH to the discharge, there will be fishy odor. Whiff test, bacterial vaginosis के लिए एक टेस्ट करते हैं which is called as whiff test. If you put KOH to the smear, there will be a fishy odor. Now smear कैसे लेते हैं यार, ये रीड कर लेना, ये कोई इतना important नहीं है. Now the treatment is metronidazole 2 grams single dose orally. You can take it vaginally or you can take it orally. Can be given in any way, but the important part is metronidazole देते हैं. कितना? 2 grams single dose vaginally, orally. A lady presents with complaints of foul smelling, grayish vaginal discharge, and whiff test is done. whiff test कहाँ यूज करते थे हम? बैक्टीरियल वैजिनोसिस में. ऑन एग्जामिनेशन, क्लू सेल्स. और कितना हिंट चाहिए तुम्हें? फ्लू सेल्स दिख रहे हैं, ग्रे वजाइनल डिस्चार्ज, विफ्ट टेस्ट, बट वील रीड, हम पूरा क्वेश्चन रीड करेंगे. Seen on microscopic examination, what is the condition and what is the which is the drug treatment of choice? So the answer here will be Gardnerella vaginalis, metronidazole. Okay. A patient presents to the OPD with symptoms of lower abdominal pain, dyspareunia, and on pelvic examination, adnexal tenderness and cervical motion tenderness is observed. What would be the long-term sequelae of this condition? Lower abdominal pain, dyspareunia on pelvic examination, adnexal tenderness and cervical motion tenderness is observed. What is the long-term sequelae? Long-term sequelae is infertility. Answer is infertility. On to the next question. A patient presented with greenish vaginal discharge 5 days after delivery. What is the next step in the management? The next step in the management should be per vaginum examination. Okay, so this is the answer here. Now, one more important topic is Trichomonas vaginitis. This is also an infection. It is an STD. It is an STD, so the partner treatment is required. ऐसे भी क्वेश्चंस आते हैं, they'll give you the whole scenario. Now you have to identify कि diagnosis क्या है इस चीज का. Okay, and then they'll give you 4 options. इसमें उसमें से ये पूछेंगे कि इन options में से कौन से option में partner treatment is required or partner treatment is not required. So in Trichomonas vaginitis, it is a sexually transmitted disease. So partner treatment is required. Partner treatment is required. Okay. Now it is a flagellated organism. Flagellated organism, तो वो picture दे सकते हो तुम्हें. They'll give you an image and they'll tell you to identify which organism is this. Okay, exists as a trophozoite, anaerobic protozoa. pH is more than 4.5. Again, pH is important here also. pH is more than 4.5. It is alkaline. Okay, the symptoms are greenish yellow frothy discharge, dysuria will be seen, dyspareunia will be seen, pruritus will be seen, which is itching. ये एक important point है, strawberry vagina or strawberry cervix. They'll give you the picture. They can give you a picture of strawberry vagina or strawberry cervix also, and then they'll tell you कि कौन सा organism ये cause करता है या कौन क्या diagnosis है इस patient का. So this is also important. pH more than 4.5, greenish yellow vaginal discharge, and with strawberry vagina, strawberry cervix. Treatment again, metronidazole 2 gram single dose. Treatment is very important. Treatment भी वो पूछते हैं. All these infections are also important. हाँ, बहुत मतलब अच्छे से पढ़ के जाना है इसको. So ये question है. Diagnosis of the image. ये image देंगे तुम्हें वो. Now पूछेंगे कि क्या है ये. So what is this? This is trichomonas. Okay. Answer is trichomonas. Now, Candida vaginitis. This is also important. This is also infection in gynecology. Candida albicans is causative agent in 85% of patients. In mostly it is Candida albicans. It can be other Candidas also, but ये 85% यही होता है mostly. Now, risk factors क्या है इसके? Diabetes patient, pregnancy, OCPs, immunosuppression, malignancies. All these are the risk factors of Candida vaginitis. Now symptoms, thick curdy discharge. All these discharges are very important. You should know कि किस तरीके का डिस्चार्ज कौन से इन्फेक्शन में होता है. ठीक है. So thick curdy discharge is seen in Candida. Intense pruritus, excessive itching, बहुत itching होगी patient को. Valvular pain will be seen. Superficial dyspareunia, dysuria will be seen. Diagnosis, कर्डी वाइट डिस्चार्ज है भाई, तो तुम्हें तो वैसे ही पता चल जाना चाहिए कि ये कैंडिडा है. Now smear on KOH. ठीक है, KOH, when you put on the smear, you will see hyphae like appearance. ऐसे ऐसे, मतलब इस तरीके का कुछ होता है, hyphae types. So when you see on the microscope, you will see hyphae like appearance. pH is less than 4.5. These pHs, all the type of discharges, KOH डालने पे इसमें कैसा दिखता है माइक्रोस्कोप पे, प्रूराइटस है कि नहीं, treatment, all these are very important, they ask. Now treatment of this is clotrimazole or fluconazole, 150 mg. Important. Now coming to another very 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 important and very favorite topic of NPE, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome, Steen-Leventhal syndrome. इसे Steen-Leventhal syndrome भी बोला जाता है. So ये मुझे Steen-Leventhal पता है कहाँ से पता चला था, from Croc 2. उसके पहले मुझे नहीं पता था उसको Steen-Leventhal भी बोलते हैं. I've always heard of PCOS, PCOD and all that. You know, there are so many proc questions which are asked in FMG exam and NEET PG exam. I was surprised जब मैं पूरा FMG की preparation कर रही थी. I was like, oh, ये तो हमने proc में पढ़ा था, ये इतना आसान यहाँ पे कहाँ से आ गया? So now PCOS, Steen-Leventhal syndrome. Now PCOS को हम Rotterdam criteria से देखेंगे. 2 out of 3 should be present to confirm the diagnosis of PCOS, which is anovulation, hyperandrogenism, which is can be so the first one is anovulation, hyperandrogenism. Hyperandrogenism क्या है? Hyperandrogenism is जब बॉडी में, फीमेल बॉडी में टेस्टोस्टेरॉन बढ़ जाते हैं, उससे क्या होगा? एक्ने होगी, हिरसूटिज्म होगा. व्हाट इज हिरसूटिज्म? occurrence of hair on the parts of body जहाँ पे बाल नहीं आते लड़कियों को, which is like on the face, near the mustache area, on the chest. All these places are where normally a lady does not grow hair, but hirsutism में ये सब होता है. Biochemical, raised testosterone, DHEA level are raised. Polycystic morphology on ultrasound, on one or both ovaries showing small follicles on the periphery. Now what is that? Key, for example, if this is your ovary now, there will be small pearl like appearance essay which will be seen in your ovaries. It can be seen in both or it can be seen in one. It actually looks very pretty on ultrasound. So ये ऐसे होता है. According to ESHRE, more than 20 follicles should be present instead of 12. ये कोई इतना ज़्यादा important topic नहीं है, just read it. Necklace like appearance on ultrasound. Pearl necklace like appearance on ultrasound is seen in PCOS. They can give you a picture and then they'll tell you to identify कि ये किस disease में दिखता है. Etiology, insulin resistance will be seen and altered LH-FSH ratio will be seen, low grade systemic inflammation will be seen, genetic CYP21 gene. All these are not as like ये genetic वाला इतना ज़्यादा important point नहीं है, but just read it. Heron syndrome, it is actually HAIRAN, Heron. इसमें क्या होता है? Acanthosis nigricans is seen, hyperandrogenism is seen, insulin resistance is seen. Acanthosis nigricans क्या है? Acanthosis nigricans is when you see very velvety type of appearance on patient's neck or underarms. All these are acanthosis nigricans, mostly on the neck. Now, clinical features of PCOS: high BMI, delayed cycle, acne, hirsutism, infertility. All these are physical features of PCOS. Now, this is the shown laparoscopic procedure is done for which condition? This is what? This is ovarian drilling. This is ovarian relief. Okay. Now this image is actually wrong. There is something called as rule of four. Now what is rule of four? Rule of four is 4 drills, 40 watts of energy should be used, and 4 millimeter depth of these holes for 4 seconds. Okay, so this is rule of four. यहाँ पे है 5 holes. This is wrong. Ideally, there should be 4 holes, like 4 drills. So this is rule of four. So this is seen in PCOS. Okay. Most common cause of hirsutism in females. Answer is PCOD. Patient with history of amenorrhea and hirsutism. Ultrasound of uterus is given below. Picture नहीं लगाई मैंने इधर. I am sorry, but the ultrasound of uterus will show what? Ultrasound will show pearl-like appearance, necklace-like appearance in the ovaries or उसकी ovary की periphery में. Okay, so answer should be PCOS. Treatment, primary treatment of hirsutism in PCOD is combined OCPs. The answer is combined OCPs. Type of pelvis. The pelvis is anatomically divided. अच्छा हाँ ये एक अलग टॉपिक है सॉरी. Type of pelvis. Type of pelvis. Types of pelvis. Types of pelvis. The pelvis is anatomically divided into false pelvis and true pelvis. Inlet is the brim of the pelvis. The circumference of the inlet is formed by bony landmarks. All these just read. And the shape of female pelvis is usually round in the anteroposterior diameter being the shortest. This type of pelvis is known as gynecoid pelvis. Okay. So pelvis की ना वो सारी images देख लेना. Those are important. They'll show you the image and they'll tell you to identify what type of pelvis is it. Other different shapes of inlet and android, anthropoid and platypoid. Okay. See, now this is important. ये एक्चुअली ये इम्पोर्टेंट है, वो तो बस ऐसी थ्योरी थी. ये इमेजेस इम्पोर्टेंट है. So just go through these images, learn these images, keep these images in your mind. Okay, this is gynecoid type of pelvis, round pelvis, platypoid, oval pelvis, android, wedge shaped pelvis, anthropoid, oval long shaped pelvis. Okay, now this is बस यही कि आइडेंटिफाई कैसे करेंगे हम. सो रीड दिस इज ऑल्सो इम्पोर्टेंट. इम्पोर्टेंट मतलब कि पूछा जाता है बहुत ज़्यादा. सो you have to keep these images in mind. Identify the type of pelvis in the given image. This is gynecoid type of pelvis. Okay. Type of spontaneous abortion. Abortion is very important topic. Very important topic. Just star mark this. Important. Okay. Important. Threatened, inevitable, incomplete, complete, and septic. Now, all these things like ये cervical OS किस में खुला होता है, किस में खुला नहीं होता, passage of fetal tissue किस में fetal tissue बाहर निकल जाता है, किन में नहीं, you have to just rectify this table and इसका ना एक photocopy बना के अपने दिमाग में छाप लो. It is very important. Role of anti-D in abortion, ये just read कर लो. Just read नहीं, याद कर लो. And role of anti-D in abortion, मोर और इक्वल टू 12 वीक्स अगर पेशेंट है तो 300 mg देंगे mcg. ये भी बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है. ये दोनों पॉइंट ये एग्जाम में आता है. सो ये याद कर लो. इफ पेशेंट इज मोर देन 12 वीक्स 300 mcg, लेस देन 12 वीक्स 50 mcg. ओके. So, the most common cause of bleeding in early pregnancy is spontaneous abortion. Answer is spontaneous abortion. In inevitable abortion, uterus size is larger than AOG, cervix open, uterus size is equal to AOG, cervix closed, Uterus size is smaller than AOG, cervix open, uterus size smaller than AOG, cervix closed. So here the answer is uterus size will be smaller than AOG. This is not AOG, I'm sorry. This should be POG. मैं जब से वही कंफ्यूज हूँ, AOG क्या है ये? Period of gestation. Uterus size smaller than period of gestation and cervix will be open in inevitable abortion. Okay, and topic which is hypertension in pregnancy. So hypertension in pregnancy is women who has hypertension and conceives, or hypertension that develops in pregnancy and persists after 12 weeks of postpartum. Okay, all these definitions are very important, very important. इसको अच्छे से learn कर लो और मतलब समझ के. Okay, so women who has hypertension and conceives, or women who develops hypertension in pregnancy and which persists after 12 weeks of postpartum is called as chronic hypertension. Gestational hypertension, hypertension that develops during pregnancy and resolves by 12 weeks of postpartum, is gestational or transient hypertension. Preeclampsia, hypertension detected first time in pregnancy with proteinuria. Proteinuria should be more than 1 plus or more than 300 milligrams per 24 hours sample. What is eclampsia? Eclampsia is preeclampsia with seizures. Okay, so what is preeclampsia? Hypertension detected first time in pregnancy with proteinuria more than 1 and more than 300 milligrams per 24 hours sample. Eclampsia is preeclampsia with seizures. Okay, prevention of preeclampsia, low dose aspirin should be given. Okay, prevent करने के लिए we will give low dose aspirin 75 to 150 milligrams before 16 weeks. Okay, now what is management? ये था prevention. अब अगर preeclampsia हो गया तो क्या करेंगे? Mild preeclampsia है, termination of pregnancy at 37 weeks. This is also important. Okay, severe preeclampsia है, admit and go for MgSO4. MgSO4. Start antihypertensive. Hypertensives. Drug of choice is labetalol, and alpha methyl dopa is shows greatest safety data. 48 hours onset of action, and termination should be done at 34 weeks in severe preeclampsia. Mild preeclampsia में termination should be done at 37 weeks, and in severe preeclampsia there should be termination should be done at 34 weeks. So there are two main management goals. If the patient is having seizure, MgSO4. Hypertension management, IV labetalol. If the patient has asthma, then nifedipine. IV labetalol is drug of choice, but if the patient is having asthma, you cannot give labetalol, so you have to shift the patient to nifedipine. Okay, so a 26 weeks pregnant female presented with hypertension for the first time. There is no proteinuria. Diagnosis of such condition: hypertension for the first time, 26 weeks pregnant. Now आंसर क्या है इधर? इधर आंसर होगा gestational hypertension. Okay, the answer here is gestational hypertension. क्यों? Because 26 weeks pregnant female है and first time diagnosed हुआ है, so the answer should be gestational hypertension. Now diabetes in pregnancy. This is also very important. Hypertension in pregnancy, diabetes in pregnancy, PCOS, these are important topics, so don't leave these topics. There are two types of diabetes: pre-gestational diabetes, gestational diabetes. Okay, so pre-gestational diabetes, pre-existing diabetes or overt diabetes. Okay, gestational diabetes क्या है? Gestational diabetes is seen after 20 weeks of pregnancy and it is specific to pregnancy. That means पेशेंट को प्रेगनेंसी के टाइम ही डायबिटीज होगी, उसके बाद डायबिटीज खत्म हो जाएगी. द प्रेगनेंसी गेट्स ओवर, द डायबिटीज गेट्स ओवर. ओके, इट ओनली लास्ट still pregnancy till the patient is pregnant. Pregnancy overall is a diabetic condition. Okay, pregnancy में ब्लड शुगर लेवल्स बढ़ ही जाते हैं थोड़े. Gestational diabetes occurs more than 20 weeks of gestational age. Pregnancy is a diabetogenic state, as I said. This means that pregnancy itself is predisposed to developing diabetes. More glucose is made available to the fetus because certain placental hormones, example estrogen, progesterone, CRH, and prolactin, these are anti-insulinogenic. Now, this is a very important diagram, whatever this is, flow chart or whatever. It will show you कि किस किस टाइम पे ना कितना कितना लेवल का ब्लड शुगर लेवल्स होना चाहिए, रैंडम ब्लड शुगर, फास्टिंग ब्लड शुगर एंड HbA1c. ओके, सो इन ओवर्ट और प्री जेस्टेशनल डायबिटीज फर्स्ट ट्राइमेस्टर में होता है, तो रैंडम ब्लड शुगर शुड बी मोर देन 200, फास्टिंग शुड बी मोर देन 126, HbA1c मोर देन 6.5. So in gestational diabetes, which is seen in 24 to 28 weeks mostly, so according to DIPSI, irrespective of prandial state, 75 grams of glucose दे दो patient को, and if the level is more than 120, that means the glucose tolerance is decreased. If the level is more than 140, that means the patient has gestational diabetes. If the patient is having more than 200 of blood glucose, overt diabetes. Okay, ये बहुत important diagram है. According to IADPSG, fasting blood sugar 92, 1 hour 180, in the second hour 153. Okay, just read it and print it in your mind. Complications of diabetes in pregnancy. ओवर्ट डायबिटीज़ है, लेस देन 20 वीक्स में जो डायबिटीज़ होती है, तो इसमें ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम्स होते हैं. एबॉर्शन के एनॉमलीज दिखती हैं, फीटल एनॉमलीज, मोस्ट कॉमन कार्डियक एनॉमलीज, VSD, NTD दिखता है, मर्मेड सिंड्रोम विच इज कॉर्डल रिग्रेशन सिंड्रोम, IUGR इज द वैस्कुलोपैथी, intrauterine growth restrictions, IUD, intrauterine death because of fluctuation of glucose levels, gestational diabetes mellitus, macrosomia दिखता है, shoulder dystocia, operative delivery should be done, polyhydramnios, infections, preterm labor, PPRON, all these things are seen. A 23-year-old primary gravida presents to her physician 18 weeks with fasting blood sugar 126 and HbA1c more than 6.5. What is the diagnosis? Okay, 23-year-old primary gravida presents with to physician 18 weeks. Fasting blood sugar 126, HbA1c more than 6.5. 18 वीक्स पे दिख रहा है, ठीक है. सो द आंसर इज प्री जेस्टेशनल डायबिटीज. Now we come to another important topic, which is placenta previa. What is placenta previa? Placenta previa is the placenta is placed irregularly. मतलब जहाँ प्लेस होना चाहिए उसके अलावा वो कहीं और प्लेस हो जाता है. Okay, so there is grade 1, grade 2, 3 and 4. Okay, this type of placenta is low lying but not reaching the internal opening. It is not reaching here. Okay, it is just low lying, इस लेवल पे ही है. ये थोड़ा इमेज थोड़ा गलत बोल सकते हैं, बट ये थोड़ा इधर तक होता है ऐसा. Edge of the placenta reaches the internal opening. See this. This is grade 2, called as marginal. Grade 3, which is partial, lower edge of placenta partially covers the opening. Grade 4, placenta completely covering the opening. See, it is completely covering the internal OS. So this is grade 4. See, यहाँ पे you'll understand more better. यहाँ देखो कितना ऐसा स्पेस छूटा हुआ है ना, ये type 1, type 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so these are all the pictures you can go through. Identify the image. What is this? We just learned it. It is called as placenta previa. Okay, placenta previa. Now another important topic is abruptio placentae. Abruptio placentae is premature separation of normally implanted placenta. So there are two types: revealed type of abruptio placentae and concealed type of abruptio placentae. Now what is revealed type? Revealed type is It is the most common type and all blood comes down. Revealed type में क्या होता है? Revealed type में it is like कि the separation उस वो ना खुल जाती है एक तरफ से, तो पूरा blood comes out. All blood comes out in revealed. In concealed, thromboplastin is pushed into the internal villus space. DIC is more common. So the separation happens, but it happens somewhere in between. So the edges remain intact. So the bleeding occurs internally and the thromboplastin pushed into the internal villus spaces. DIC is most common in concealed type. Now there is also a mixed type. Mixed type में क्या है? Revealed भी है, concealed भी है, दोनों type है इसमें. Okay, now what is the management? So the management is in emergency measures. Placenta abruption is an emergency state. Okay, if the patient is having if you know that the patient is having placenta abruption, you can't just sit there and chill and drink coffee. No, it is an emergency state, so you have to take immediate actions. So immediate delivery should be done, and if fetal distress or maternal shock is seen, do CS unless the patient is in advanced labor. If the fetal distress or demise has already occurred. ये क्या है? इसके आगे क्यों नहीं लिखा मैंने? Okay, so a patient came to the emergency department with complaints of pain and bleeding per vagina. General condition of the patient is in proportion to the visible blood loss. Pale skin, uterine height is equal to the period of gestation. Fetal parts are felt easily. Which of the following is the given condition? It is abruptio placenta. Q. Pale skin hair. Uterine height is equal to the period of gestation. A patient came to emergency department and complained of pain and bleeding per vagina. General condition of the patient is in proportion to the visible blood loss. You know, general condition is also very important. Abruptio placenta is the answer. Contraception. This is also very important. Your favorite topic. So, actually it's very boring. I find it very boring. पता नहीं क्यों मुझे ना बहुत बोर होता है ये पढ़ने में. But let's study contraception part 1, which is temporary methods. Cycle bead method is used. Basal body. These are all the female contraception. Basal body temperature, cervical mucus method, Bellagio criteria, okay, and barrier method and all that. पर हम पहले ये पढ़ेंगे. Cycle bead method, basal body temperature method, BBT. What is that? Women typically experiences a slight increase in basal body temperature about 0.50 Celsius after ovulation, which lasts until next menstrual period. वो एक ग्राफ जैसा कुछ होता है. You have to record your basal body temperature on that every month. Cervical mucus thickening, it is also called as Billing method or Spin-Barkey method. You should know all these different terminologies, also known as also, because ये कभी कभी ना ऐसे भी पूछते हैं. Because you know what, cervical mucus method हर किसी को पता होता है क्या है. सर्वाइकल म्यूकस मेथड सबको पता होगा, ये तो नाम से ही पता चल रहा है. अब बिलिंग मेथड, स्पिन बार्किट मेथड, ये किसको पता होगा? ये तो नॉरैड के बच्चों को पता होगा. So during ovulation, the vaginal secretion will be very wet, stretchy, and will resemble raw egg. Okay, so during ovulation ऐसा होगा. Now Bellagio criteria or lactational amenorrhea method. Okay, in Bellagio criteria, infant should be less than 6 months. The female should be exclusively breastfeeding. Amenorrhea should be present. Now barrier method, obstruct semen from reaching ova or immobilize the sperm by spermicide. This is barrier method. Symptothermal method is combination of calendar method, Billing method, basal body temperature method. For better outcome, you do all these together. Okay, so which is symptothermal method. Now male condom can be used, female condoms can be used, cervical diaphragm, cervical caps, spermicides. ये cervical diaphragm और cervical cap का ना picture देख के भी पूछते हैं वो कभी कभी कि ये क्या है बताओ. So you should know what is it. Okay, व्हाट इज सर्वाइकल डायफ्राम एंड व्हाट इज सर्वाइकल कैप. बस एक बार गूगल करके देख लो. ओके, डोंट गेट कंफ्यूज बिटवीन बोथ. इतना मतलब ज्यादा कोई डिफरेंस नहीं है उनमें, बट यू कैन इजीली मेक आउट. बट इसमें गलती नहीं करना, कंफ्यूजन भी है और इजी भी है. ठीक है. नाउ कॉन्ट्रासेप्टिव जेल्स, एग्जाम्पल फेक्सी. फेक्सी इज लाइक एक ना ऐसे पेन टाइप होता है, ऐसा पेन जैसा होता है. ओके, and it is a non-hormonal contraceptive gel. It decreases vaginal pH and makes it acidic and kills sperm. Okay, Phexi ऐसा होता है. Pen type. Intrauterine devices are also used. IUDs. IUDs. Okay, see these are different types of IUDs. वो IUD भी इनका बहुत फेवरेट है. ये कोई भी IUD देते हैं and then they'll be like ये बताओ ये कौन सा है. Last time in July 2024, they asked us Lippy's loop, and they even asked multi-load. अभी ऐसे कोई recently paper में, so they ask all these. Lippy's loop important है, और कॉपर 7 इतना नहीं पूछते, बट मैंने देखा है एक दो पेपर में. मल्टी लोड इम्पोर्टेंट है. So just go through all these in IUDs. See, ये वही वाला है जो मैं जिसकी बात कर रही थी. Identify the IUD. What is it? It is Lippy's loop. Vaginal rings. Vaginal rings. Now, what are vaginal rings? Vaginal ring is a small flexible device that is placed deep in vagina and is left in place for 3 weeks at a time. Remove it for 1 week. Now, when you remove it for 1 week, that is when the withdrawal will happen, and withdrawal of blood, the blood will come out of the body. Okay. सो vaginal rings का ये होता है. Releases 15 mg ethinyl estradiol and 120 grams of etonorgestrel. Transdermal contraceptive patch, ये कैसे होते हैं? सिलिकॉन टेप, सिलिकॉन वो आते हैं ना, ऐसा सिलिकॉन पैच जैसा होता है, स्किन कलर का ही होता है. यू जस्ट हैव टू पुट इट ऑन योर स्किन एंड सेम वैसे ही होता है. ट्रांसडर्मल कॉन्ट्रासेप्टिव पैच अप्लाइड टू द स्किन once a week for 3 weeks followed by a patch free week. Now in this patch free week you will get your periods. Release of 30 mcg ethinyl estradiol and 15 mcg norelgestromin. Can be applied over buttocks or abdomen, not to be applied over breasts. Okay, not to be applied over breasts. Okay, if the patch gets detached for less than 24 hours, the same patch can be reattached or replaced by a new one. Okay, now progesterone only pills. Absolute contraindication for breast cancer. Progesterone only pills. Progesterone only pills. POPs. Absolute contraindication for breast cancer. Mechanism of action is cervical mucus thickening, endometrial atrophy. 60% delayed ovulation. Contains only progesterone, levonorgestrel, norgestrel, desonorgestrel, norethindrone, also called as mini pills. POPs are also called as mini pills. Progesterone only injectables, which is Antara, depomedroxyprogesterone acetate, available by the Government of India in the name of Antara. 150 mg deep IM intramuscular in Z track. You might be knowing what is Z track. कि मतलब skin को ऐसा ऐसा खींचो and then inject it and then leave the skin. That is called as Z track. Every 3 months, जरूरी नहीं है हर महीने लेने. Every 3 months you can take 150 mg IM Z track Antara depomedroxyprogesterone acetate. Okay. Progesterone implants, subdermal implants है. Norplant 2. Advantages: highly effective, it is long lasting, quick return to fertility independent of sex. Now अंतरा का क्या था कि इधर ना साइड इफेक्ट्स है एमेनोरिया, prolonged irregular bleeding, you cannot come back to fertility easily, और जल्दी नहीं आते fertility period पे. एंड इनका ऐसा है द प्रोजेस्टेरॉन इम्प्लांट, सबडोर्मल इम्प्लांट्स, इनका ऐसा है कि यू कम बैक टू fertility very easily and early. Okay, so these are important. Now contraceptive part 2. Earlier we studied the temporary methods. Now we are going to study the permanent methods. Okay. Pomeroy's technique. Pomeroy's. Do you know all these things? ये सब बस तुम्हें ना images अपने दिमाग में बिठानी है. Just see these images once in a week. It is very important. IBQ questions are very easy. Okay. IBQ questions में ना तुम अगर गलत चले गए ना, ब्रो व्हाट आर यू डूइंग, क्यों पढ़ रहे हो तुम, आईबीक्यू को तो गलत मत करो प्लीज. So IBQ questions are all these are all IBQ questions. Pomeroy technique is this. Just have a look at this. And the Parkland's technique is this. This is Parkland technique. Madlener's technique is this. You know, IBQs are very easy, but it can be very confusing at times. Okay, so just मतलब तुम पिक्चर देख भी रहो ना, बस देख के वाओ नाइस करके खत्म मत करो. उसको देखो, समझो कि क्या हो रहा है उस पिक्चर में, and then revise it again every week. Just go through IBQs once. Okay, now this is Irving method, and this is Uchida method. This is Uchida method. Okay, Kroner method is this. Aldridge method is this. Male sterilization. Now male sterilization पढ़ेंगे. Methods, vasectomy. This is also important है. इस पे भी बहुत questions पूछते हैं, मैंने देखा है इन्हें. मतलब यही एक टॉपिक पे दे लास्ट सेम questions again and again. या मतलब या तो फिर उसको बस घुमा फिरा के language change करके थोड़ी. Vasectomy, no scalpel vasectomy. It is recommended by Government of India. Advantages: simple procedure, do not require hospitalization, long-term side effects, low failure rate, does not alter sexual function. ये no scalpel method वाला important है. It is low cost, surgical reversal is possible. Okay. Disadvantages: it is permanent. एक बार fertility चली गई तो चली गई. No protection against STDs. Not effective, immediately effective after 3 months or 20 ejaculations. This is important. This point is very important. He not effective immediately. It is effective after 3 months. It will show it results after 3 months or after 20 ejaculations. A semen analysis report confirming azoospermia is equal to confirm. Surgical risks, instruments. Okay. Instruments in gynecology. What are the instruments? See, ये भी IBQs ही है सारे. Okay, so just all these instruments, all these ये temporary method, permanent methods of fertilization. Just see all these pictures, like these pictures. These are not asked a lot, but they can ask. मतलब एक दो बार पूछा है उन्होंने, so they can ask it again. So we'll come to the instruments in gynecology, very important and very favorite topic for FMG and EPG exam. This is SIM speculum. It is double blade used along with an anterior vaginal wall retractor to visualize the cervix and the vagina. Aid in diagnostic and operative procedures. Now this is Cusco speculum. This is Cusco speculum. It is duck beak shaped. This is Cusco's self-retaining speculum. Self-retaining है, lock है, इसको lock करके then you can use both hands. Okay. सिम में क्या था, एक हाथ से तुम्हें वो पकड़ना पड़ेगा. Now Cusco में क्या है, you can just lock it and use both of your hands. Now uses to visualize the cervix. In a few procedures, as it has limited space, you can use both of your hands, but जगह कम पड़ जाती है, so it has limited space. Colposcopy में use करते हैं removal of intrauterine device, cervical biopsy. Advantages: self-retaining है, doesn't require assistance. Disadvantages: less space, cannot introduce more than one instrument inside at a time. Anterior vaginal wall retractor. This is an anterior vaginal wall retractor. यूटराइन क्यूरेट से इसको कंफ्यूज नहीं करना, दोनों बहुत सेम दिखते हैं. सो दिस इज एंटीरियर वजाइनल वॉल रिट्रैक्टर यूज्ड अलोंग विद सिम स्पेकुलम टू रिट्रैक्ट द एंटीरियर वजाइनल वॉल. सी ये वाला जो है ना, ये वाला पार्ट, दिस इज दिस इज अ बिग होल एंड दिस इज अ स्मॉल होल. मैंने तो ऐसे याद किया था. यू कैन यूज अनदर वेज ऑल्सो. सो दिस इज anterior vaginal wall retractor. This is uterine sound. It is used to gauge the direction and the length of the uterus. It has gradations. ऐसे ना इधर, ये इधर पिक्चर में दिख नहीं रहा, ये पिक्चर ऐसे ऐसे ना ग्रेडेशंस होते हैं इस पे, यूटेराइन साउंड पे. वेट आई जस्ट, ऐसे ग्रेडेशंस होते हैं. एंड where resistance is felt, the uterocervical length should not be used in pregnant uterus for the risk of perforation. Pregnant uterus is very soft, so you cannot use this in pregnant uterus. It can perforate. Okay. Hagar dilator. These are Hagar's dilator. There are graduated metal dilators increasing in size from smallest to the largest. The smallest is 1 millimeter and the largest is 14 millimeter. They are used to dilate the cervix prior to any procedure requiring a dilated cervix. Manual vacuum aspirator and Karman's cannula. ये वाली पिक्चर भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. IV है, IBQ. सो इसको भी देख लो. IBQ important. A manual vacuum aspirator is a large syringe which has 60 ml cannula with a double valve system and a plunger. It is used in dilation and evacuation procedures or suction and evacuation procedures. Karman's cannula and vacuum aspirator. Important. Ovum forceps. These are ovum forceps. देखो ये कैसा ovum, मतलब ऐसा स्पून की तरह दिख रहा है ना आगे. These are ovum forceps. It is long instrument used in evacuation products of conception in missed abortion, incomplete, inevitable, surgical MTP till 12 weeks, evacuation of molar pregnancy. Important features of this instrument: end is oval, is egg-shaped, there is no lock. It is to prevent inevident injury to the uterus in case of uterine tissue, in case if the uterine tissue gets caught in the jaw. Uterine curate. See, it looks so same. Usse anterior vaginal wall retractor. Used to curate endometrium. Endometrial aspirator. This is endometrial aspirator. Punch biopsy forceps. This is punch biopsy forceps. Babcock's forceps. This is Babcock's forceps. Allies forceps. This is Allies forceps. You know, all these are just, तुम बस हफ्ते में एक बार इसको ना बस go through कर लो. Okay. Myoma screw. This is myoma screw. Boney's myomectomy clamp. This is Boney's myomectomy clamp. Boney's को तो तुम कभी भूल ही नहीं सकते. Look at how अजीब it looks. This is Boney's myomectomy clamp. Leech Wilkinson cannula. ये उनका फेवरेट है. ये भी बहुत पूछते हैं. ओके. सो दिस इज इम्पोर्टेंट. IBQ. Okay. Just look at it once a week, every week. Very's needle. ये भी बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है. IBQ. So that's it. That was all I had to say about gynecology. Most important topics which are asked in FMG exam or NEET PG exam in obs-gynae. So if you just go through this PDF once or twice, it is very helpful. बहुत helpful होगे तुम्हें. And thank you.